With no grocery or retail experience, a disgraced real estate agent last year bought the remnants of a failed Auckland Nosh supermarket, rebranded it the Grocer's Market and hoped for the best. Aaron Drever promised it wouldn't be a repeat of Nosh, the luxury grocery store that went under, owing more than 100 former employees of 6 failed locations more than $300,000 and suppliers possibly more than $1 million. But less than 3 months on, it's deja vu at the Grocer's Market. Suppliers tell us they're not being paid, so too former employees. Zach Fleming reports.
Next week. Now it's 4 weeks now. But these guys are paying nothing, a single penny.
Ashish Karana says he's lost count of the number of promises Aaron Drever has broken. The 31-year-old owns his own self-titled company, Karana Cleaning Services, and started cleaning the Grocer's Market in November, soon after it opened.
Yesterday I called to Aaron as well. He said, just wait, I will call you after 15 minutes. But nobody calls me. I called to the manager of the Grocer's Market, named said, nah, we don't have any money to pay you.
Ashish says it's been 2.5 months now, and his bill is only $1,900. For a large boutique supermarket like Grocer's Market, it's a small bill. But for Ashish, who also drives a taxi during the day, it keeps him awake at night.
It's a lot of money for everyone, man. You know, we are here for hard work.
There are at least 6 other suppliers or businesses Checkpoint knows of who are fighting to be paid. Some small amounts like Ashish, others enough to cause severe financial hardship. Vision Fresh, a fruit and vegetable supplier in Tauranga, says it's owed $25,000. It wouldn't comment for the story though, as it's in the process of filing a High Court claim. We started working on the story last week and we interviewed a supplier who says they're owed $31,000. After that interview, we approached Aaron Drever for comment. He said he'd send us a statement. That was Thursday, the 25th of January. We're still yet to receive a statement from Aaron Drever though. Instead, he phoned that supplier and allegedly promised to pay them, but only if they withdrew their consent for that interview to be used as part of this story. Ashish said he got a similar phone call from Aaron Drever. We've chosen not to name that supplier who says they're owed $31,000, and we've changed their voice. But here's what they told me last Thursday.
He promises the world and nothing ever comes through. I had a conversation with him yesterday via text message. He was promising money today, and we've checked our bank account this morning, and again, nothing.
If the name Aaron Drever sounds familiar, it's because he made headlines for having the worst disciplinary record of any real estate agent in New Zealand. He was stripped of his licence in November 2016. So Grocer's Market was his second chance. He bought Nosh's former Mount Eden store a month after it went into receivership in July last year, even though he had no grocery or retail experience. Here's what he told me in November last year.
We've cross-checked, double-checked prices, made sure we've got budgets, haven't made commitments we can't deliver.
As well as suppliers, Checkpoint's also spoken to 2 former employees who are battling allegedly unpaid wages. I waited outside Grocer's Market for Aaron Drever last week and asked him why he hasn't paid some of his suppliers.
I haven't checked our supplier ledger, I wouldn't know.
Why haven't you checked that? You own the business.
Yes, that's true. So we're working with normal business of this magnitude. We carry about $275,000 or $300,000 worth of stock. We basically work through every month.
He denied he owed any former staff money. When I talked to you towards the end of last year, it was the 9th of November, if you remember, this is what you told me on camera.
I personally guaranteed all the supply agreements that I will personally honour them. Now that means having to sell the house to make that work. That won't be a problem.
So your house will cover everything?
Oh yes.
So do you still stand by that statement?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you going to be able to pay all the suppliers?
Yes.
Are you going to have to sell your house to do that?
No.
But he couldn't say how he was going to pay, admitting the profitability of Grocer's Market changes daily.
I guess it needs an operator that's probably got a grocery background to it.
So that's not you?
Well, no, I don't. I like grocery, but I guess I don't fully understand it because I haven't come from that background. And I've come in from a completely left centre and thought, well, you know, can't be that hard. We just put the goods on the shelves and away we go. But actually, it is. It's a lot harder than. Now, I don't think I've ever worked so hard in my life.
I spoke to Aaron Drever this morning and asked if he'd like to comment for this story. He said again he'd send through a written statement, but we're yet to get one. Last week, though, he did confirm to me over the phone that he's in the process of trying to sell Grocer's Market and hopes to have the deal done by next week.
If I had a crystal ball and said, hey, would you open a supermarket again? I'd say, well, probably next time I need a bit more grocery experience.
So are we going to see Grocer's Market here in 6 months' time?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is Aaron Drever going to own it?
I hope so. Yeah, of course.
Aren't you trying to sell it?
Yeah, if someone comes along with the right money, you'd sell anything.
But late this afternoon, we learned Grocer's Market is trading illegally. In a statement, Auckland Council's Environmental Health Manager, Mervyn Chetty, said his staff visited after queries from Checkpoint and found several parts of the business haven't been registered, including the grocery business itself and the cafe inside. The council's giving Aaron Drever a pass this time, but Mr Chetty said he's been warned of the consequences should Grocer's Market ever be non-compliant in the future. For Checkpoint, Zach Fleming.